So today's video, we're going to be going over the benefits about leasing a car. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing for all your weekly money saving tips. So in my last two videos, we talked about the pros and cons of buying a new car versus a used car. So today we're going to be talking about leasing a car. Let's talk about down payment. Now, a down payment could be anywhere from $0 to about $3,500, depending on your credit status. And from there, we actually look at your payments. Your payments are a lot lower if you lease a car versus actually buying it. Because when you lease a car, they actually really don't put that much interest on it. It's usually looking at a very low interest rate. With that, you're actually getting the car at a discount. So you're not really paying for the full car. You're just paying a partial of it. A lot of car dealerships will just put the depreciation amount on there, so that's what you're currently paying for it. So they figure this car is going to depreciate about $20,000 or $15,000 in the next 5 years. You'll have the lease for 5 years, and you'll be paying that depreciation amount until you pay it off or until it's time to get the car up. So this way, they're able to turn around and sell it for its full value. Another great benefit about leasing a car is going to be it's a new car. A lot of new dealerships don't lease used cars. They're only leasing new cars. One, because eventually that car will become used and they need inventory for it to show as well as used vehicles. So this is a reason why it's actually pretty cool, because you're actually getting a vehicle with 0 miles. Some of them might have a few miles on there, but nothing where you're looking at 1,000. Usually about 1,000 under, because they want you to use a car. They want you to get experience for it, because they want you to treat it like you would your own car. Give it back to them so they're able to resell at the end of the day. A lot of big luxury dealerships lease cars. We all know that. But a lot of them give out free maintenance. Now, this is a good topic. Now, as I say, if you're looking for a luxury car, you don't know if you want to buy it, lease it is probably the best way. Now, the number one reason, because of free maintenance. When we look at luxury cars, you're looking at high dollar maintenance. Don't worry, if it's driving a BMW all the way to a Ferrari, you're looking at a high maintenance. Usually most oil changes for a regular car running about $30 to about $40, depending where you live. Now, luxury cars, you're lucky. And when I'm saying you're lucky if you could pay $100 for an oil change or less. Now, I had a BMW, I was paying about $120 for every oil change. Now, compared to a regular domestic car, it's a big difference. Even though we do use it a little bit longer, your oil lasts a little bit longer because you use full synthetic. But at the end of the day, you're still paying more. Now, when it comes to a little more fancier cars, or let's talk about like a Porsche and a certain type of Audi, Ferraris. Now, you're running into the $1,000 now. For any type of maintenance. And this is the good thing about leasing a car, because the dealer plans to sell that car eventually. They want you to use it, get it used, so they can, put a little care on it and then sell it, because they're going to sell it for a top certified price. Why do you think a lot of these cars at dealerships you go to, they say, oh, we have certified cars? Most of those cars are probably already been leased out to someone. And they're able to still put a little high markup on it, because technically, they didn't sell the car to no one. They only leased it. So when leasing a car, there are a few cons about leasing them. The number one con is you give it back. Now, I know a lot of people fall in love with all their cars. They want to keep them. But at the end of the day, you do have to give it back. So this could work into certain people's benefits, because I know a lot of us, we drive a car, after 2 or 3 years, we see the newer model. We're like, hey, we want the newer model. Now, this could be a pro or a con for you, depending what your status is. If you're going through tough times, it is going to be a struggle, because now you have to come up with another down payment, get another car, pick another one. Or it could be a pro for you. You definitely get rid of the old model and get a new model. Another big con about leasing a car is the mileage. Now, when you do sign that contract, you are required to keep under a certain type of miles for that every year. So whether it be from 5 to 12 to 15,000 miles, you have to keep under. Now, if you do go over, they actually will charge you more based on the mileage. Because like I said before, There, you're just paying for the depreciation price of the car. You're not paying for the actual car. So of course, if you use more miles, the more money you will have to pay at the end. So when leasing a car, a lot of dealerships will let you do whatever you want to it. If you wanted to get it wrapped, you want to put some rims, you want to put a sound system, whatever you want to do to the car, most dealerships will let you do. But depending on what kind of upgrades you do to the vehicle, you might lose. Meaning, at the end of the day, you still got to give the car back, like I said before. You got to give it back with the upgrades. Because if you put rims, you put a wrap on there, you have to give the car back to them. So you will lose out of your money and all the upgrades there. Of course, you can definitely take it out, but what you take out, you got to put back in. They don't want a broken down car or stripped apart. They want to make sure they could go back, wash it, detail it, and put it on the showroom for the next day to sell. So we went over the pros and cons about it. There's only one last thing about everything I want to talk about here today. When leasing a car under the contract, a lot of dealerships will give you the option to actually buy that car. So if you do fall in love with it, they will give you the option to buy that car. The only thing is, they're going to sell it for price. So whatever you paid into it, they'll give you a little discount for it. So if you definitely fell in love with the car, you still will be able to buy it back as well. Other than that, I hope you really liked this video. I hope it was very informational for you. Please go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.